Priya from CFRE, and today I'll be speaking to Tiana from Tiana's Tunes. Hi! So let's get started. Tell me a little bit about your show.
So Tiana's Tunes is kind of like a fun little creative idea that I had one day. I remember I was in second year and I just was walking past the student center and I was like, oh my gosh, we have a radio station, because there's a booth outside, and I just got really excited because I'm very much into indie and alternative music, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool to do. So honestly, it's just kind of me talking about indie alternative music that I like, and also finding artists that I really like, and I'm like, oh, you guys should definitely check this person out. So honestly, it's just kind of a lot of me talking, but usually I try to have some structure where I find 5 artists a week and 5 of their songs, or 5 songs, 1 per artist, and then I just kind of talk about them and talk about oh, they have a cool backstory, or oh, I think this song is cool because of this. And yeah, that's pretty much Tiana's Tunes.
Sounds very cool. It's nice to see you're so passionate. I can feel the energy transferring from over here. So what have you learned from hosting your own show?
I've actually learned quite a bit, I would say. Hosting my own show has definitely improved my speaking voice, I think, and it's actually helped me overcome kind of a little bit of stage fright. I think I find that when I have to do presentations in front of classes now, I'm way less nervous as I was before, because I think just kind of talking into a mic weekly and just being oh, anybody could hear me has really improved my way of speaking and kind of gave me some more confidence. So that was a very cool skill to learn. And also just kind of recording sounds and kind of looking at okay, if I do this, this will change this. And if I do that, this will change that. So I think overall, knowing how sound actually sounds and how to manipulate that, and also learning how to be more confident when I'm speaking, especially in an interview or a presentation case, have been some really great skills that I've learned. So yeah.
Well, it's you're the brand, right? So you got to believe in yourself if you want other people to listen in on the show. So totally agree with what you said. So it brings me into my next point. What is the best part of having your own show?
There are so many great parts that it's very difficult to choose just one. Honestly, it's a little bit of a tough question because I really love music. I kind of say it all the time in my show. I feel like music really brings people together, and I find that to be very true, especially in my own personal life. It brings me closer to my family, and it brings me closer to my friends and my boyfriend. And I think it's just a great way of connecting people, and especially when I get to read about different bands or artists and how they met and how they got together. There's a lot of them that get together in high school or university, and I think it's just so fun to be able to share music with an open audience and be able to be hey, I think this song's really cool, maybe you will. And it's kind of my hope that this will get passed down to other people as well, and then hopefully that will create the good interconnections between everybody in that way. So I think that's kind of the highlight of it. I mean, of course, there's also just being creative in general and talking. I talk so much, honestly. I'm trying not to over talk right now, but I think, yeah, just sharing a passion for music and hoping that brings people together, I would say is probably the best part.
I would totally agree. There are bands that I listened to growing up, pre-teen and then teen, and now adolescence, and now early young adult. I just feel they've helped me grow. They've grown with me, just seeing how they changed. For instance, I was a huge 5 Seconds of Summer fan when they first came out. So I don't know if you followed them when they first started, but they were very punk rock and emo, and now they're kind of more pop and mainstream. So it's so weird to see just the change they've gone through, but also the change that I've gone through personally. So I can definitely see that whole music bringing people together, because it brought who I am together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you talked a lot about confidence and just improving yourself, but I wanted to know if there were any other advantages you had and any disadvantages you found with having your own show.
I want to say I think the main advantage, like I said, is having these skills. And also I think another really great advantage is being able to have a creative outlet and also another community within the school. I definitely found that in first year I was struggling a little bit because I just couldn't find what suited me. And I, all of the clubs coming into second year that I tried to join were very like broad, and like it just didn't feel like it had like a community. And for myself, like having like kind of a small community of like friends and people that you know is really important to me. So when I found out about the radio, I was really excited because it seemed like a very nice, tight-knit community. And I'm very, very thankful for joining the radio, for Maurice. And also, I'm going to give a shout out to Dominic and Georgie's not here anymore, but oh my gosh, he came in like every Saturday just to like help me record. I am so thankful for that because I would have not known at all like how to do that. And it was just really nice because I really felt like part of a team in that case, like getting support, especially like I said, from Maurice and Dominic and Georgie to like pursue my show and really make it my own thing. And I think that was probably one of the greatest advantages of having a show on the radio is like just being part of a community. I feel like I'm part of the CFRE family, and I will always be part of the CFRE family. But in terms of disadvantages, honestly, I think it's just finding the time to do it. If anybody's keeping up with Tiana's Tunes, I actually haven't really been able to do it this year very much because of like my school schedule has just been like really crazy. So I think that's the only real disadvantage is like you want to take time for yourself, but like how do you integrate that with all the millions and millions of tests and assignments that you have? So I'm hoping that next year I'll have a little bit more time, but definitely trying to like find time for that creativeness, I think. I don't know if I would call it a disadvantage as much, but kind of like a challenge. Like, okay, when can I do this? When can I do that? And also wanting to do it genuinely too. Like I would never want to like do a show that I didn't have my full heart in it. And I think that's why I've also kind of taken a break this like past year, is just because like my heart wasn't fully in it. Like if it was in it, I would be doing it all the time. But I just have been so burnt out and tired. I'm like, oh, when I come back, I need like a really good like show. Like I need to really feel it and not feel like, oh my gosh, I have all these things going on. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. I know I rambled on for a while.
No. I think what people don't really understand as like creators is that you want to produce quality content that you're also like proud of. You don't want to just like, it'd be so easy for you to make, I guess, like a bulk of episodes and like you didn't really care, but you're just like, I need to post. But then like you can also see the energy's not there, and then like that transfers over to your viewers. So yeah, like that work-life balance. And like, again, you want it to be enjoyable for yourself. I think the minute you start doing something and you don't enjoy it, it becomes more like a chore. And it's really hard for you to like set that routine and like actually complete these things. And then going back to you feeling a part of the family. So glad you feel a part of the family. I just started earlier last year and I totally feel a part of the family too. So I encourage anyone to come by to the station, say hi to us. If you see us working either in the studio or in the office or at Frosh, anytime, we're happy to chat with you. And just before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you, did you have any like feedback for us at CFRE? What could we be doing better?
Oh, that's hard.
Because we do everything perfect, obviously.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a little bit stumped. I'm not really sure in terms of feedback because I think like there's a lot of effort that goes into like supporting the station. Like I said before, it's such like a tight-knit like family of people that are supporting everybody who joins, especially like all the new volunteers. And I think honestly, just going back to like the best parts, I think one of my most like favorite parts of being part of the radio station since second year is being able to see every year like new people coming in and new people starting shows. And it's very fun because I remember being in second year and unfortunately not a lot of people had joined that year. So I only knew like a few people within the station. And the next year, a few more people joined. And it was just very fun to see like, oh my gosh, like people are wanting to come in and they want to make shows. And I think it's really great that now we're extending beyond just shows as well. And like we're doing more of these like volunteering type opportunities. And I think it's just a really great place to be. In terms of feedback, I just say keep doing what you're doing, especially with like advertising, like the opportunities at the station, because it really is like, I feel like I'm like promoting the station here. It really is a nice community to be part of, and you really feel like part of it. I know some clubs and some societies, you don't really feel part of them. You're just kind of like a member on a piece of paper. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more involved and that you want to like kind of make, I guess, more connections with the people who are running like the club, or I guess like I was going to call it a society, but the station, it's definitely the place to be. And I think more people should know that. So I guess that's my only feedback, is just spreading the word of the CFRE. I love like when I meet people and then they're like, oh, well, what do you do for like your extracurriculars? I always bring up like doing the radio station, because I'm like, oh yeah, I have a show and I do some volunteering for them. And they're like, we have a radio station? I'm like, yeah, you just got to go to the back of the student center. It's like right there. Really hard to miss, especially like with all the equipment. So yeah, I think just getting the word out that it's a great place to be.
Well, that sounds great. I will say, as the media director, I try and work with everyone who runs a show and make their content really based on their personality, because I think that's really important. So, and I think that just speaks to how we all work, like at the station. We want the people who are creating to feel very connected to their pieces. And if there's like a disconnect, we want to talk to them and figure out how can we better convey their message or their show, or even like their energy. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm Priya on CFRE, and this is Tiana, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.